So the best place to start talking about the heart attack update is the plague hearts. So Randy, do you want to tell us about like what's different about the plague hearts, what it means for a plague heart to be dormant now, and how you wake them up?
Before, plague hearts were just basically kind of always on, but kind of focused more on their immediate territory and surrounding area. Now, they're actually going to start dormant and become awake once you enter plague territory and start messing around, doing certain things, killing zombies, being spotted by screamers. Then the plague heart is actually going to start sending infesting hordes out, trying to create infestations between it and your base, eventually reaching your base, and then sieging it directly via these new things called siege sites.
So Joe was just showing us the difference that you got the sort of grayed out sleeping plague heart icon for a dormant plague heart, and then you got the bright red, the familiar plague heart icon for an awake plague heart. Now, what is the process of actually waking up a plague heart? Because when you start the game, like you said, they're all dormant. How do you wake a plague heart up in the new system?
Messing around in plague territory is definitely how you're going to do it. Getting near them. The idea now is that the plague hearts are kind of orchestrating these the zombies and trying to collect them, pull them into infestations and hordes and all these things. So you messing with zombies or getting spotted by screamers, which is kind of their their lore, their job is to be the eyes and ears of the infestation. Doing things that would generally cause havoc in plague territory will wake up the plague heart that is controlling that plague territory.
So Havoc includes killing zombies. It includes getting noticed by screamers, causing screams. Is there anything else on that list, or is it mostly those two?
It's mostly player action. There are a few things like I've seen a lot of people. I've been watching a lot of the streams and a lot of people playing. I've watched several people try and put like the really loud black cat fireworks right next to the plague heart and see if that wakes it up. It does not. They don't have ears, so it is not a. It's more like they're sensing you through the sensory apparatus of the zombies, less that they are one big ear that is trying to listen to everything in the region.
So does it differ by difficulty level? Like, is it easier to sort of run around and cause havoc without waking a plague heart in green compared to in lethal?
Yes. The amount each action that you take increments the awareness level, changes from difficulty to difficulty pretty starkly. Like I believe it's on lethal, two screams from a screamer will wake up a plague heart, whereas I think on green it's in the neighborhood of 8, 7. So we're much more forgiving on green, and I think even on dread, you should be able to like floor it through one part of plague territory to another and get out maybe without, you got a pretty good chance of waking a plague heart up, but you could do it if you needed to get through it really quickly. Green, you can take a casual saunter through plague territory and not wake up a plague heart.
As long as you're not charging straight through the middle of a horde, that's what's going to wake up a plague heart.
And definitely don't go like smack one with a bat. That will always wake it up. As long as you're not actively hurting the plague heart, you have a little bit of leeway based on your difficulty.
So what kind of work went into like arriving at these values, like knowing how much effort needs to go into like waking up a plague heart at different difficulty levels? Was that a lot of play testing, a lot of messing around?
A lot of internal play testing. It's when you come up with a system that has no in-game parallel and you're creating all this new stuff, you just take wild stabs at your first few variables and see what works. We did a lot of internal play testing before we sent it off to players in PTR, but then PTR really helped us fine-tune and find comfortable values for each difficulty. There's probably still some fine-tuning that can still go on, but I'm pretty happy with the numbers where they are.
Brandon, was your team the sort of the first line of defense against getting those numbers horribly wrong?
Yes, and then also like probably subsequent attempts. Like there was always like the one screamer screaming and then waking a heart and be like, "This feels bad. Why is this bad?" And then I was like, "Hey, you're not aware of like the zombies you're killing also adding to that total until a screamer screams and then pushing over the top and then putting in those little what's it called?
So you got
Just stopgaps to help prevent like that screamer being that one event and giving you a warning.
Okay, yeah. So you all tried a lot of different rules as you went and sort of arrived at the current state of things based on, having tried a lot of things out.
Yeah, it's not like a quota of like exactly 2 screamer screams and 5 zombies. It's like they're all in their bucket.
So one question that I've heard a lot from players is, once a plague heart becomes awake, is there a way to make it become dormant again?
Death.
Death. Your
Victory.
death or the plague heart's death?
Either will suffice.
No.
If you wipe out your community, the plague heart will.
Yeah, let's say if you wipe out your community,
your
it'll be.
community dies. The plague heart will eventually move on from you.
I thought you meant player death though, like getting your character killed doesn't do it, right?
Man, that would almost be a decent trade in some difficulties, but no, there's no sleepy lullaby that works on them. That would be funny.
Yeah. And then another thing that I actually didn't realize at all until I was playing the game on my own is what happens, like, because you were mentioning the fact that when a plague heart is awake, it is constantly sending out hordes and infestations to infest the world. When you kill that plague heart, what happens to its hordes and infestations?
The infestations actually start withering, which means that over time you'll see them kind of go gray, and then I believe it varies depending on difficulty. I'd have to double check, but I think the rate at which it withers is I think it's around like 30 minutes per severity level ish, I want to say.
Okay,
but yeah,
so it takes some
over
time.
Like a level 3 infestation will take a lot longer to wither and away to nothing than a level 1. But it's the hordes. I think also I think they can. There's various things that depend on what happens there, but in general, taking out the plague heart will stop everything that plague heart has been orchestrating for a bit. It sometimes may get wrapped up into another plague heart that's also awake or something, but in general, offense is a good defense.
Okay, so each infesting horde and each infestation is aware that, like, I belong to this plague heart, and when the plague heart is killed, it's like, okay, I'm going away now, and it might be replaced by another infestation or another horde by another plague heart, but that particular one is gone.
Correct. That spot is a good spot, obviously, for other plague hearts to send infestation. So it may get reinfested or something, but it's just not going to get stronger at that point unless you have other plague hearts actively trying to hunt you down. Then they can kind of cooperate together and kind of push the infestations towards your base in tandem. It's not like this plague heart doesn't know that this plague heart has an infestation here. It knows, so it'll try and put one here, which is a little bit closer. So it's a little bit smarter, but yeah, in general, if you're limiting the amount of plague hearts you have awake, you can really fight back against the system by taking them out.